Mga 16 na maglalaro na tuluyang maglalaban.
Sapagkat ito ay ang pagsubok upang mapatunan.
Kung ikaw talaga ay isa sa tunay na mahusay.
Maligayang panonood ng US Philippines 2023 Nationals 4K at 70 Division. Oras ng lumaban!
Yehey!
Yippee!
Let's go!
Kasi yung practice, let's go.
Oh my God.
At ayun na nga, so I just gotta say, it's been
Pakilala mo muna siguro no kung sino tayo.
Oo nga naman, nakalimutan ko nga. Pero, sige, sinong gusto mong sino? Sige, ako na nga. So, ako nga pala ay si Todet, o si Ciro Mascaels, at ang mga kasama ko ay sina Sergio85, Arcat, at Yuki Nameng. Hello everyone! Kamusta po kayo lahat?
Hi! Kamusta lahat tayo sa Twitch chat?
Ewan ko nga rin eh. Pwede ba kayo na lang sumagot?
Yes po sir, so far Bisaya pa, so we're good.
Yan. Ako,
Ayan. At, so, I just wanted to start off with like, it was a very interesting qualifier result in general, especially considering with how the map pool was like. I believe it's never been that hard compared to like where it is right now.
For both 4K and 7K. Like, obviously we do how everything would already rolled out and promise ang weird. It's honestly so weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. And also, pwede ba nating sabihin apat na susi itong susi? Ipalaganap natin ang ating pagka-Pilipino.
nagulat din ako dun sa may qualifier results kasi live reaction na. Anong nangyayari? Like, literal.
Okay. Ito lang, like, ang daming nakakagulat sapagkat, isipin nyo lang na yung mga players na in-expect kong mag-place ng sobrang taas, medyo parang, it went all over the place.
Yun na nga eh. Like,
There are games na you would expect number 1 seed tapos yung pala nasa gitna lang.
Exactly, and like, at the end of the day though, considering that there is a continuously evolving meta in the OS community, I don't think that it's going to be consistent all throughout, but holy cow, we were not prepared for the seeds that really showed up.
Oh yes. Sige, before anything, para lang malaman ng lahat kung ano yung magiging flow ng ating stream ngayon. First part will be the reveal of the people who qualified for the tournament proper. Tapos next would be the actual Mappool showcase. And the final part will be the brackets. The bracket reveal. So, ayun. Now with that out of the way, ano ba unahin muna natin ngayon para sa results reveal?
Masaya. Pwede 7K unahin natin.
yan. Tama.
Your attention.
Kayo mag-decide. Ako 7K, yun ang boto ko, kayo.
7K daw sabi ng
Sige,
Twitch chat.
Teka. 4K mauna kasi mas maraming bombshell yun sa 7K.
Sige.
Yeah.
4K muna tayo. 4K muna tayo. Although,
Sige.
that is to say that 4K also has a lot of surprises. I will just say that as well. But for now, let's go with the 4K seeding results.
Are we good?
Are we all good? Are we all good?
Yes, all good na, all good na.
All right, let's go, let's
Ayun,
go.
okay na.
Ayun.
All right.
Okay,
So
yung average rank at saka yung last year's placing, wag niyo nang pansinin yan. But yeah, again, para for those who missed out at what we said kanina, if you guys did not hear your name, it means that you did not qualify.
all right. So with that being said, I was just saying that Axferry being 16 really surprised me, considering that he is a very well-renowned and respected player, and it's super surprising as well to me because last year, if I'm not mistaken, Xferry was one of the higher seeds. I mean, to be fair, yeah, it was 8 to 16, but it was definitely not borderline low seed. It was literally around near top seed range already. So the fact that Xferry is at seed 16 just shows you how difficult it is to play in this tournament.
Yeah, considering that like out of 40 ba yun? 40 players, 16. And like all the 40 players are very competitive talaga. So it's nice to see Axe Ferry getting in the qualifiers. As well as like the Ryzen LN and the hybrids are very good scores. Dun lang talaga na ano sa SV, which is as you can see here, which is number 21. But
Yeah.
still, it's a good run for Axe Ferry regardless.
That's
Common recurring pattern that we'll be seeing in these results, especially for 4K, yung SVs, the SV scores will matter a lot.
exactly. Okay. Shall we move on to the next player? All right. And the next one we'll be having is Diamond Genius 75. Man, this was a big surprise to me. I was really surprised at Diamond Genius's seeding because like I almost thought that they had a case of getting a higher seed than this. However, it's nice to see them qualify again because we're in a very competitive environment and it's super surprising to see their seeding again, in my opinion, because like I think a lot of players probably expected them to be like seed 8, seed 7, probably among the mid-seeded players.
Yeah, that is true. And considering that, I think this is the same case with Axferry Rin, as you can see with the SV. Like the overall performance on the non-SV charts, you can tell that Diamond Genius is already seeing the one-digit places. The problem is not really the problem. Yung nagbira, wait, what's the word? Yung
Huh?
Humila yun.
Sorry, yung humila, yung SV talaga. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention that Ellen also dragged Diamond's score down a lot, so that was also another big factor. However, on the bright side, their hybrid seems to be really solid, so that should be something they should focus on. However, moving on, we'll be having, well, Mania Digit got another 4-digit Mania player at seed number 14. Those long note scores were really solid, but the Rise, SV, and Hybrid really made their score go down a lot. Which is why they barely qualified as well, along with the other two players that we already.
Yeah, looking at the LN talaga, like the LN placing is actually insane. Number 3 and number 6 on imprinting and ineffabilis. That is that you can tell that Mania Dijan God is gonna be a really good competitor when it comes to the LN types. But yet again, yung nagbira is the SV. So yeah, same instance.
I do.
Can I
Go ahead.
can I just say, seeing seed 14 with a top 3 LN is what?
Yeah, that is very surprising.
Yeah, it's very surprising. Yeah.
And I might be wrong in saying this, but this is probably the lowest qualifying, and that's a lot. So I think it's a very impressive thing on their part. However, moving on, I think everyone can agree that this is a shocker. And here goes something.
Wait,
Seed
oh!
number 13. Kura
Oh,
is seed 13.
Yes, the 2019 OCPH Nationals champion,
Poggers.
seeded number 13 in this tournament.
Yep,
This
you heard it from them, folks. Number 13, Kura.
Yeah, the thing about their scores is they are very balanced, with the exceptions of the SV score. However, that's very misleading because all of us know how good Kura is at SV, right?
Yeah, like this guy played his qualifiers legit. He just woke up and he had no map, no qualifier maps the moment he
Yeah.
entered the lobby.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
so
is
yeah,
true.
that's Cora. That's Cora
Yep,
for
that's
you.
Kura. That's pretty much Kura. Yeah. But
so
yeah.
if this is go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I was just saying is like if this is an unprepared Kura, then you better prepare for whatever performance is gonna show in the future rounds. And I think seed 12 is going to be next, which is going to be Sailoring. I believe her username is Kanjo now, but still, this is what she signed up with. So Sailoring is one of the new players in the scene. I've seen her improvements and it's clearly showing up right now because I think if this was her 2022 self, she might have not even cracked the qualifying range, but hey, there she is now. And with a good Kochma score at 994, along with a solid LN and actually a solid stage 4 as well, it goes to show how much he's improved, but there's a lot of stuff to work on, especially on the SV and the hybrid department.
Yeah, considering that Sailoring is one of the newer players, or probably one of the debuting players in the 4K scene, yeah, that's gonna be a very interesting player. Considering that, as you mentioned, new player, and then as you can see with the ranking as well, like it's all in a good average. Like you can tell Sailoring can SV, can LN, can Rise, and can even do hybrids, like late game hybrids. So yeah, it's a really good performance overall with the qualifiers for a new player.
That's true. I super agree with that sentiment. Though, following Sailoring, seed number 11 is going to be Tenshi with the very solid SV score at number 4. See, it's very rare to see high SV scores, especially on the lower seeded players, so this is a big surprise to me. However, at the same time, considering the player named Tenshi, I know him for very solid SV prowess. However, their big weakness seems to go onto the physicality range and also on the long notes and hybrids. As you can see, that number 20 seed on the hybrids is a very bad mark on their end.
Yes, like in comparison with the previous seeds, like this is the opposite where Tenchi is actually where actually SV is where he where his forte is, and by the opposite I mean like Sublime is where yung weakness niya. Like for example, because Sublime is a really hard chart, dun yung parang yun yung nag-average ata most of the time, hence why naging 11. But still, really scary player even at early game as far as I know. Like I've known this person ata since 4DM, and yes, good luck.
Yeah, 4DM. A lot of the 4DM players are in this qualifying range. It just goes to show how hard it is to qualify. And now, seed number 10. It's going to be Zyronox. I've never heard of this player in the tournament scene, but I'm aware of them because they signed up for MWC last year. I saw them on the player list, and looks like this player is trying to make a case of their own. I mean, look at that Kuroi Hanabira. And actually,
Wait.
that Sublime score is also really
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sublime
the
score
sublime
is
thing.
very sublime.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
very sublime.
Very
Like,
sublime.
that's scary.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
sublime indeed. That's true, that's
True.
true. I mean,
That is a scary score. Yeah. 978k on Sublime.
Holy.
I
Okay.
mean, they do have a 984 on Hidden, so I'm not surprised that they can really do well on that. I mean, to point out what Kat said, I think a while ago, seeing a number 3 score on your seed this low is super. It's insane to see how much the player base has improved, where even the lowest of the lowest qualifying seeds have very high scores on some of the maps.
Yeah, this should not be allowed, honestly. What the heck?
That's true. And yeah, that's very surprising. But moving on, I think we all know what this player is. It's going to be Tiger Was Taken. Look at
Let's
that
go.
Kachma. Look at Kachma score. Again, number 3 on these maps. 9 and 6, 684 is very solid. It goes to show that early game is really going to be in their favor. And another one of those rank 3000 but still qualified goes to show how rank really doesn't matter in the long run, and they can really do super well in the qualifiers.
Yeah,
Well,
seeing here like oo nga oh. Rice is definitely his ano talaga, his master. Yung mastered niya na skill. Well, LN is a bit decent, but I think as we can see here, Tiger is that kind of guy who is an all-rounder. It's just that yung dominant lang na skill niya is the Rice portion. So, yeah, just a
Eh,
heads up for the players.
Yeah, another thing that I do notice based on these scores is that Tiger was taken looks like that one player that is pretty much very even. Like you look at the spread of their rankings, like they're so consistent. So if anything, considering that coach must score, I almost said it the wrong way. Okay. Well, I think one thing that you have to be afraid of is this guy's accuracy because RC1 in the qualifiers is practically an accuracy. It's practically an accuracy chart, and early game act is so vital in the survival for survival in this tournament. Now, before we go to the top eight, let me just say that the next eight names that we're about to say can make a case to make the finals, at least the finals weekend of this tournament, easy.
That's true. And moving on, I believe we'll be having Jay at seed number 8. Look at those Ellen scores. It's literally 5 and 5. It goes to show how balanced it is. And those
What?
rice scores are certainly, they're still up there, but the accuracy has to be something that Jay has to work on, especially that Kachima. But if I'm not mistaken, they did miss on that part. So it's definitely gonna even out because the Kuroi Hanabira and the SV score is certainly up there, along with the hybrid as well. So overall, just a very balanced player. If it's like Tiger was taken was balanced, wait till you see this.
Oh
This-
my.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Wait, I wanna know. If I'm not mistaken, Silicos is seeded 7 on 2021.
Yes.
I forgot what Silicos is seeded last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was almost the same rank. However, if that's the case, it's the fact that he's been consistent all throughout the 3 tournaments that he's been in goes to show how he hasn't really fallen off. In fact, I think he's actually gotten better now.
Are we also gonna ignore how insane that score is on Solips? 976k?
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god.
That's stupid. That
Yeah,
score is
that-
stupid.
Yep, that score is something that I cannot achieve in
And
years.
look at the
And
chat. Apparently, Silicos has learned this in 20 minutes. So
What?
good luck,
Yeah,
everyone.
that's
Insane.
20 minutes.
Holy.
20 minutes practice, by the way.
Yeah, 20 minutes practice and 976. What more can he do if you give him all the time in the world?
Silicosis is
True.
ET.
So ET.
Imagine if the LN scores were actually on the first digits. This would be a different seat for Silicosis, not gonna lie.
Well,
Like
to be
all-
fair,
Yeah.
to be fair with what you said, I feel like these scores are super low missed on, but the act has to improve. What do you think? I think
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah, that was the case, yeah, on Silicosis play. Both LN scores, I think, were full combos, but the accuracy for the LNs were the reason why it was like that. But still, very decent LN scores. But yeah, as assuming if Silicosis actually like gets around 980 on both LN maps, this would be a completely different story for Silicosis. So yeah,
I definitely agree there. And now seed number 6. This is Anosius, one of the
Oh.
newest faces in the Philippine media scene. Look at those Rice scores, 5 and 6. Long roads as well are very solid, but I feel like what really dragged them down was their accuracy. However, it's something that they could really work on. If their accuracy on the Rice is that good, then their long roads could certainly be an improvement. However, that SB needs some more practice, it seems, as they got a seed number 14. But that Sublime score should not be ignored as well. Long notes and hybrids and Rise. I mean, you could just really be scared of all of their assets at least.
Yeah, both Kuroi Hanabira and Sublime, those are really scary scores as well. 986 and 975. Not to mention 995 on Kochma. Okay, I hope I said that right. But yeah, this is like 4-8. Yet again, another debut new player in the PHNM scene. This is gonna be another interesting player too, because I just recently know this person. So yeah,
I mean, yeah, I've seen their performance in the Lunacy scrimmage, and I can definitely say that they have potential. But then we'll be having top 5. I believe we've all heard of this player again before. It's going to be Puddles at number 5. I believe that this is the player that almost got everything at the single digits, but that Sublime score sort of dragged it down. It was really close, but coincidentally, look at those Rise and Ellen. It's literally just the same seating.
both
Before
9 and
before
7.
anything, can I give a shout out to Puddles for during that qualifier last night? Na medyo napatagal ata yung napatagal yung away time niya. Ewan ko kung ano ginawa sa Yeah, alam ni Nakura yan. Alam ni Nakura kung ano ibig sabihin ko.
Tinawag ng tanghalan.
Ano Tagalog? Kalikasan siguro.
Oo.
Sasabihin ko na lang. Sasabihin ko na lang. Dahil nun, kahit anong nangyari, kahit anong tawag sa kanya, ayun, seed number 5 goes to show
Oh wait.
how really good.
Diyos ko.
I just realized something. I think Don Kid din sinabi, that MP room din yung sinabi ko na, wait, don't make pilit when it's sakit.
Exactly.
Sinabi talaga.
Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, it's true. Although I have to say, this set of scores, the fact that it's mostly 980s and 990s and just a couple of 940s, that's a very scary spread here. But before we continue, can I just say, there's a difference between these top 4 and the rest of the lobby. You all would agree there, right?
Yes, definitely. Yep.
Definitely. The top 4 has a case for grand finals easily.
And top number 4 is going to be a surprise, in my opinion. We have Derp at number
Wow.
4.
Yep, an absolute
Just-
surprise.
Just look at all those spread.
Ano yan?
Literally,
2? Diyos ko.
7, 5, 2, 4, 8, and 2. If I'm not mistaken, sir, when we were like observing Derp's lobby, Derp was trying to upscore that Sublime, and wow,
Yes.
did he
8-8.
upscore?
They upscored it by like 10k points. Which was like jumping from like number 5 score to number 3 or number 2. Which is, it is stupid.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
I
Yeah,
know.
when we refed the match on Derp's lobby, I was shocked that he was able to upscore Sublime. Seeing 983? That's late game hybrid. I'm like, how? I was
That's MWC.
Yeah,
MWC
that's
finals.
MWC full, yeah.
and those is semis and finals. Yeah, that's really surprising. The fact that they got 983 in that, oh man, those long notes are certainly something to be afraid of. If there's something that I've noticed from Dirt, it's the ability to adjust, the ability to be consistent, and it's been improving really fast. So everyone's gotta be careful. And seed number 3, oh man, this is gonna be a surprise. Voltsy at seed number 3. Look at
Oh,
Oh my god.
and
Wait.
look at all that. Pachman 996, Kuroi 992, the LN at 4 and 2 as well. And the SV, wait, that is not number 1. I'm pretty sure
Wait.
that's
That's number
That's-
5. That is number 5. Nagkamali
Number
ng
five. Oh, that's
nagkamali ng input. Nagkamali ng
Oh.
input. Sorry.
Okay, okay, SV is number 5. Okay,
SV is number 5. SV is number 5. SV is number 5. Nagkamali ng input.
Yeah, pretend that 1 is a fun, okay? But anyways, yeah, that if only that SV was a little better, this could have been any different, but at the end of the day, this is still a very, very strong set of scores.
If anything, like, this is more of a personal opinion. Volpsy is that one player that we have in PH that has been consistently unlucky with with how they stand in the tournament. Like 2021, they got eliminated through a tiebreaker on finals week. 2022, they had a pretty rough run near the end,
Still made
which
it.
saw them, but like got to the end, but just not enough to reach grand finals.
No, they. You mean
They
the
reached grand finals. They reached
Yeah.
grand finals. Yeah, they
for
got
the
second place.
And
And this year, who knows?
yeah, I'm really hoping for the things to go right for Bubsy. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, number 2 seed, the biggest glow up since
Ito na.
2021.
Eto na.
Diyos ko.
Eto na.
Ito na
And
nga.
here we go.
Grabe yung
Oh
glow
my
up.
God.
Yeah,
goodness.
this was such a surprise.
Ano yan? Tatlong number 1. Oh my God. Huh?
Yeah, that was so surprising. I did not expect those number 2 elements. And not to mention number 2 and number 3 on the rise. What?
What?
Yep, both number 1 in imprinting and Ephemeris. How? 992, both 992. How does Cub do it?
Sublime Dedge.
Honestly, the
RIP.
biggest glow up. Like this guy seeded last in 2021. Put it that way.
I remember that. And now, man, look at that. You can't make this up. This is like how Miko Aimbot had the club in soft 6. This is literally what it's like.
Look at
And
that score in Soul
just-
Lips 996k. That's a croquet
Man.
score.
Grabe ka na.
That's a croquet score.
Oh my god, I agree, man. Like this improvement is it's so nice to see these players improving. For number
Okay.
one, can we
Yeah, number 1. Sino kaya ang number 1?
Sino ba? Ay,
Oh.
kala ko ako.
Ay, akala ko.
Do we need to introduce this guy?
Yeah,
Do we
I
need to
think-
introduce?
do we need to introduce? Okay, but I wanna share some interesting statistics about this. So, am I allowed to talk about the statistics with regards to how the seeding was in here, sir?
Sure, we could.
Because like I wanted to say this. The difference between Boji and Cub was literally just 1.9, something like that.
Yeah, I think of 1.9.
Now
Like, so
1.91. 1.91. The smallest of margins could have made Cub seed number 1. Just think about how different it is now. So yeah, it was that close. All the seedings were really close from seed 1 and seed 2. Actually, 3 and 4 was also considerably close. But
One interesting thing that I like to note is that Hodley actually apparently mind blocked the SV qualifier and the 2 LNs. So yeah, like he was actually very happy with these scores already, considering that apparently he mind blocked them.
Those
That's-
scores on Rise 998.900. What?
Yeah.
Almost 999k.
And I believe the second highest score on Kuroy Hanabira was a 992. So yeah, that that just goes to show how scary it is.
Boji is one scary player. Like considering, like not only he is like a very influential 4K player, it just goes to show like this man is always there to be on the competitive scene talaga. He's always there
Yeah,
to
he's
give
built-
an edge.
He's built
He's
for
built.
it.
He is built different and built for competition talaga. So yeah.
But
Alright.
yeah. Now
Wow.
we'll go to
Oh. Okay, so now we're done with the 4K seeds. While we're waiting for Gado to switch to the 7K stuff, let's talk about what happened muna. Yeah,
Alright,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Is this for the 7K scene?
no, like just a summary lang of the 4K.
Oh, the summary. Oh my god, since me and Emily did discuss most of the seedings, I am legit shocked on how variant the players are. I forgot the seedings last year because I think I haven't recalled it properly, but I am incredibly shocked, especially with the top 8 and onwards.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that's one so far, yeah.
I mean, to me, like one of the biggest surprises was the gloves we've seen the qualification of some of the players, and I want to I just want to say there were really good players who did not make the cut. Right? Everyone there were I could name a lot of really good players who didn't make the cut to the qualifiers, but I don't know if we should mention that here. It just goes to show.
Yeah. Like, let me just mention a few of them since we're allowed. Like, you have John Awesome, Draghi, the Meme Thief, Hago. Frostno didn't qualify. Like, wow.
Yeah, that's how difficult this tournament really is. And it's unfortunate that they didn't qualify. But it's not because of a bad performance or whatever. It's just the competitive scene has really became super difficult.
Yeah, just so we can
Oh,
take note, just a small refresher for the audience. 40 players attended for the 4K PHNM.
Okay,
Only
31 out of
16
40.
Oh,
31
yeah,
out of 40.
31 participated, but only 16 are able to get in the qualifier, get passed through the qualifiers. And like I said, napaka-stacked yung mga rosters this year. That's why even the big names for the 4K scene weren't able to qualify because of that. That just shows how competitive PH4K is right now. So yeah. Anything else that you might add?
I just want to say, I'm actually glad that we had the 16 seeding, only 16 qualified players, just to really see who's at the top of the top. And I think it paid off. Having only the top 16, I think it really paid off in the long run. And I'm just glad to have witnessed the competitive scene rise higher and higher and even higher.
Speaking of a scene that has risen very high, we'll be moving on to the 7K division, which again, this is the first PH Nat since PH won the Oceania 7K World Cup.
And our
And
seed
all
zero
this-
is going to be blank.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, just before we start with anything in the seedings, can I just say that there is a lot of bombshells in this in the seed in the seeding for 7K, and oh man, it's going to be hard to explain what the heck happened.
Let's just say people you expected to be number 1 or number 2 seed. I don't know. I'll let you guys interpret it to yourselves. I think we should move
Okay.
on now with the 16.
Before anything,
Oh, sure.
17 teams played, 16 qualified.
Yep.
So yeah,
17.
to that person who got seeded number 17, sorry na lang po.
Yep.
Sige, let's go to number 16. So we have the
Okay.
Meme Thief at seed 16. And I mean, to be fair with the difficulty of these starts, this qualifier set is designed exactly to practically even out your skill sets. So the Meme Thief is on the lower end of the scores actually, but looking at them consistent 700, 800k for charts that are practically around mid-game level in this tournament is pretty impressive already.
Can I interrupt for a bit? Teka lang, si Banana Cake to yung PFP na yun
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oo nga, no?
Toshi, anyari? Wait, let's see.
Yeah, I was thinking, akala ko ba ito yung profile pic ni The Meme Thief. I'm like, wait, is it that?
Mangga daw dapat yung mangga daw dapat.
Dapat yung manga daw eh.
Dapat
Toshi?
manga cake?
Manga cake.
Manga
Let's just call this manga cake then.
Yeah,
Ayan,
that's
manga cake. Yeah, manga
there we
cake.
go. Well, anyways, let's move on to the 15th seed, which is si Banana Cake.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Alright.
Oh,
So
but-
for this one, yeah, I can tell a lot of the lower half players are really having a struggling time with Clock Atelier and Raindrops, as seen here from the score 744k. But what edges Banana Cake out is his score on PARTY, which is a bracket types of mapping. But still, that is number 12. But that's 922k, which is an absolutely insane score for a mid-game brackets. Just noting lang sa lahat.
To make things a bit faster, let's move on to number 11. I know, not 11, number
Oy.
14.
Oy.
Ayun. Yeah, here we have Boston Man, who actually, again, fairly average scoring. Like, look at that consistency. Basically everything at number 14, and except for Clocatilier at 13. That is extremely consistent from this guy.
Yeah, an average of 14. Maybe a Clock Atelier at 13, but still enough to average everything to number 14. So, yeah, pretty much the consistent type of 7K player so far.
Like,
I think
another thing, like, it's so rare to find consistent players in 7K. Like, especially nowadays. Like, we go back to like the days of around 2015, 2016, you're going to see a lot of consistency based meta. But now it's more of like, just make sure you'll be able to pass this and you'll be fine. But especially in the competitive scene, like tournaments and all, you're going to be rewarded for being consistent, and we're seeing some of it right now with you here with Bustin Man.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to number 13. Wait, see, I know one of the LS people. See,
One of
Shark.
the LS people, LS Shark. Yet again, with the Rice LNs and hybrids, looks like everything is on par, or everything is equal actually. Number 13's on Rice, number 12's on LNs, and also number 12 on hybrid. So it's pretty much the same with the other players previously. So parang ano lang, like they're on their steady place or their steady comfy place. So yeah, you can really tell that even number 12 on like LN Raindrops and Clock Atelier 894k. That's still number 12. I'm still interested on what the higher seeds are for these two charts. But yeah,
Very interesting to see as well. Like they split like all of the Rice at number 13, LN hybrid at number 12.
yeah, it
Talk about
split-
consistency.
it actually split evenly. Yeah.
Talk about consistency.
Yeah, that's really consistent.
All right. Up next is a very familiar player, part of the top 50 in PH. Yeah, one of the people who signed up for both 4K and 7K. We have Tenchi.
Yep. So Tenchi, as you can recall from the previous 4K seedings, he also participated in 7K. And in this case, as you can see, what really shines out here is Warm Hands in Cold Fog. And if you guys don't know what that map is, just as a review, this is the tech map, or this is the tech pick, which is arguably a really hard map to get consistent with, and he got 967, and that's number 8 seeding. So yeah, this guy is definitely up there with the Rice category.
This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how far Tenchi will be going this time around, especially considering they didn't qualify on last year's 7K bracket. Anyways, going up, we have Dumb Funk, part of the Uod Gang.
Yeah, I was gonna say that part of the Uod Gang has joined the PHNM2023 scene with having 11th seed, and yet again another good average on the Rice and on the LN as well, both 11. And what really shines out here is number 8 on Skovla, 943k, which is I think arguably the hardest of the qualifiers. And 940, that's already 943k. So yeah, medyo mahirap na yan sa ganun na case. But yeah, what do you think, Surf?
Yeah, this is. I mean, like, to be fair, the competition up, like, top 10 onwards, like, all of them are very familiar names. And Dumbfog is, like, one of those people who could easily keep up with them given the right day. So I'm not really surprised with their ranking. Like, just that consistency is so good. Okay, now, for the top 10, The top 10 here is actually within the top 15 of 7K PH, if I'm not mistaken.
As far as I know, yes. Everyone from 10 onwards, you're gonna be recognizing them more. So
Okay.
prepare.
Only 3 out of the top 10 have not played in an MWC. Actually, no, 4 out of the top 10.
Yeah, 4 out of 10. That includes me. I think that's Berry, Fur, and I forgot the other one. But yeah.
I mean, no,
So-
4 out of the top 10 in this qualifier seeding haven't played in MWC.
Oh,
Seven.
sorry. Okay, I think I missed
Anyways, let's go with number 10, which is Maple Syrup, the second another
The
member of the Uod Gang.
Wood Gang.
Very phenomenal LN player in general. Like he's so good at LN coordination, LN releasing, slower type of LN picks. Very dangerous player to play against overall. No
And
slack as
also
well
not
on
to-
Ryzen Hybrid.
Yes, also not to mention, Maple Syrup not only is known for LN coordinations, also for LN charting, but also for brackets. This person is insane when it comes to mid-game or late-game brackets. As seen here from PARTY, number 5, 978k. Like, I couldn't get that score at all. Like, I can't.
Okay,
So, yeah.
gusto nyo pa makita na mas marami pang uod. Let's go to number
Let's go.
9. A number 9 seed. Actually, no, hindi parte ng uod gang. But one of the commentators we have for this tournament, VRX, who unfortunately wasn't able to play last year due to some circumstances that we cannot mention here. But finally he's back, and oh my goodness, like his scores are so good. One of the more consistent LN players, actually one of the more consistent Rice players as well. Very dangerous to face against, especially that the number 9 seed will be facing the number 8 seed, the next player that we're going to be seeing, and it's going to feel like more of like an unstoppable force versus an immovable object kind of match.
Yeah. And considering like, yeah, yung average lang lahat ng kanyang seed is 9, giving him a really comfy spot in the number 9. Like, I think, like, that, yeah, VRX is overall like one of those players yet again that are an all-rounder. Well, minus the SV kasi walang SV70. But you can tell that this guy can both Rise and LN in any circumstances.
All right. I think number 8 is part of the Uod Gang, if I'm not mistaken. Oh nga, si Shadow Kun, part of the Uod Gang.
Oh, God. It took me a while. Parang sakyanan eh. But okay,
Para
Shadow
sa
Kun.
ni Uod.
Oo. Alright, Shadow Kun. This one, I know Shadow Kun is like the LN type of person. As a given from Skovla, 974k. That is already a good score. But yes, both LNs and the bracket pick, he also had a really good score in as well. But that was already enough. The Skovla score was enough to get him into the seed 8. Yeah, that's gonna be another interesting player to see.
All right. Number 7. And again, part of the Uod Gang, Mama mo.
Alright.
Your mom.
Your mama.
Your mama. Okay, so yeah, Mama Mo is like one of those players that are really, really scary to confront when it comes to a competitive scene. As seen here, you cannot see any scores higher or lower than 950k. As observed, Worm Hands 976, Party 963, Stardust Apoptosis 973. Like overall, this is a really scary player to face with at mid to late game. Not gonna lie.
Yung mama ko naka-qualify.
Yes,
Ay, ayos
that is true. Ayos eh. Okay, so any sir? Any follow-ups?
I think like it's not really nothing too much to mention about this guy, but honestly the seeding, I think for a lot of the people, especially starting here and onwards, like the seeding is not giving the players enough justice in a way in terms of their skill set. Like qualifiers usually tend to be like, is it their day, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
this is Mama Mo, like he's one of the better players in this tournament, and that number 7 seeding can be deceiving, especially once we get to the later stages of the tournament.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, at number 6, actually, yeah, Osimhen 7K World Cup champion, Bodji Darak at number
Oh
6.
my god.
Yep. The captain for MWC 2023 is currently in number 6. Although a really good scores overall, I think we can all see saan dito yung saan dito yung bumira.
Yung LN. Diyos
No,
ko.
yeah, the LN, yes,
Yeah,
but
I mean, not really surprising to be fair for Bodji. Like, he's more of a rice player overall in 7K.
yeah, he's the type of guy who could like really have good accuracy both early, mid, and even late game. Given from the insane scores from the Rice picks, maybe if this Skovla pick was a bit maybe if it was a bit improved, this would be a different story for Bodji. But at the same time, even with that consistency with even with that score on hybrid, he was still able to get to number 6. So yeah, that again another yet it may be a number 6 seeding, but it can be deceiving.
All right, up next, the non-MWC player in the top 5, actually, we have Wewatch, another part of the Uod Gang.
Uod Gang.
Inuuod ang ating 7K seeding, ah.
Ang daming worms dito sa top
Yeah,
6
there's
na
like,
to.
there's like so many uolds. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Grabe
many
naman.
uod talaga. Well, anyways, as you can see here, Wewatch is another player, a really good player actually. I've had played with this guy, I think in Auto Jump servers or something, but still a really comfy spot for the seedings. Like I can see that there is a good consistency for both Rice, LN, and Hybrid, but yet another scary player to face on the mid to late game or early to mid game, parang ganon.
All right, the number 4 seed, one of the biggest surprises in this tournament, two-time defending champion,
Huh?
PHNats, and
Yes.
MWC World Champion, Kura, is at number 4.
Yes,
Huh?
sir. Yung nag-carry sa MWC 2023, the one that carried Philippines to victory for World Cup, is currently number 4 on these seedings, and I am just as shocked as you are.
Grabe.
Okay,
Sir,
like
how do
4K.
we explain this? Yeah.
Like 4K. Yeah. Like 4K. If you guys were listening into the 4K seeding results, yeah, think of it that way, but replace 4K with 7K.
Yeah, and not to mention, these were 2 separate days. So I think I was the one who ref Kura's matches, and I think I had to ping the player. I had to ping Kura I think 3 times just so he can get into the lobby. That's only to know that he wasn't able to practice it, like in the 4K scene.
Di pa,
yeah.
Dragon Nest pa.
Yes, Dragon Nest pa more.
Sarap daw matulog. Sabi ni Kura.
Yeah, it's classic Kura, but like obviously, I don't think we need to introduce this guy.
Yep.
16
Oh,
hours.
yeah.
Ay, 17 pala.
17 hours on Tetris, ilang oras on DN. yun yung that's how we're going to be introducing Kura, not his achievements in the Oceania scene ganun.
Yeah.
Anyways, ngayon yung Anghel ni Kura ang number 3 seed.
Grabe ka na.
Gra-
Wow.
Grabe ka na 2023. Anyways, number 3 seed is Arquin Oliveros. I think most of us already know who Arquin is. He is like those players,
Player.
Yung tatay
The
ko.
Gods player.
yung tatay ng 7K scene. Really good scores overall talaga. Consistency at its finest. Earning him the number 3 seed. Especially the the PARTY score, 990k. I think that's the few of the only 990k scores in the 7k results, if I remember correctly.
Yes, one of the very few indeed. So, okay, number two and number one is Sunny and Arona. I think that's kind of obvious. And number two seed is Sunny. There you go.
Sunny. Yeah, because sila na naman yung naiwan. But yes, number two is Sunny. If you guys aren't familiar with Sunny, Sunny also is a really insane player. Not gonna lie. Like, I mean, not gonna lie, just straight up facts. As
Yeah.
seen here from the scores. Number two all rounds, except Stardust, and a number one seed on the PARTY, the bracket pick. So, yeah, all around a really great player overall.
It's really surprising because Sunny's accuracy in the previous tournaments was an issue, and now it looks like they were able to resolve that.
Oh yeah. Also that, like, I think most players would probably recognize Sunny being a late game player, but like recently in the scene of a competitive scene, Sunny has been improving his early to mid game accuracy, giving
Yeah.
this kind of seeding. So that's why I was like surprised at the same time that Sunny was able to get number two with that insane scores as well.
Sunny has made quite a glow up really in the early game. Like a lot of us know Sunny more of a late game player, but like wow.
Yeah. So
And
yeah, number
No,
one.
the number one seed is Arona. Sila points. Definitely not lacking points anymore.
He's never caught lacking. Also, not the Blue Archive not the Blue Archive character, but the Arona lock points. Number one seeding. Seeing here, ang daming mga number one scores.
Apat, grabe. Grabe ka na.
Grabe na. Lahat. I think more than half na already. What do you think, sir?
Okay, so Arona, one of the scariest players to face against, especially in LNs and hybrids. I think that's kind of obvious already from what we're seeing here. And Arona's rise is not slack at all. I think this guy has made quite a glow up ever since 2021 and 2022 as well. And obviously he was part of the MWC team that won everything earlier in the year. So definitely one of the players to watch out, and definitely has a case on getting to the grand finals depending on what happens later on in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely that one person that is really scary to begin with. Like, all around talaga. Like, this person can even rise and LN at the same time. Like, really great glow up in the past 3 years in the competitive scene. 2021, 2022, 2023. I think Arona was number 4. Number 2022 was number 3 ata, sir? I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot. But
Naskip yung number 2 eh. Diretso agad number 1.
number 1 agad. Diyos ko. Yeah, I think, that's pretty much the 7K seedings. Anything else that we can add on, sir? Or anyone?
Well, there are going to be definitely some interesting matchups which will be showing based on the seedings which will be showing later after the Mappool showcase. So I guess while we're at it, let's process muna a bit while we're waiting for Gado to set up the Mappool showcase stuff. So yeah,
That's gonna be the 7K seedings. Like, there are stuff we expected, at the same time, there are the stuff that we absolutely did not expect na naging ganyan yung seedings. And
Yeah.
like, at the same time, I am very intrigued on how the brackets will come by, considering how hard or what the 7K is going to bring us. Like, it's like a box of chocolates. You'll never know what you'll get in the 7K map pools. It's just gonna be very easy but hard to act. But at the same time, it's gonna be hard overall. Parang ganun.
well, in that the case, sino magsasabi ng line? Who will say the line this time around?
Bato pick, right?
Ako na lang kasi I think that's my signature line na eh. Okay, now for the Mappool showcase, again for the second time this tournament, we are going to be showcasing the 7K Mappools for the purposes of viewer retention.
Yes, say it again, viewer retention. Okay, so I think the streamer is already good with showcasing these 7K Mappools. All we have to do is visit
Okay.
them.
So joining me in the 7K Mappool showcase is si Todet at saka si Ard. So let's start with the first three play in the 7K pool. I think let's have Todet start.
Yeah.
Alright, so for the first map, we'll be having Shiraishi, then Murakumo Suruki. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is a speed pick. So, the primary speed pick of this pool indeed the Aquarius, right? And one of the possibly multiple BMS converts that will be used in the tournament. So, players would be asked to deal with some fast stairs clocking at around 180 BPM, while slow,
Although
relative
you
to
can
most
start now.
yeah, while
We can
slow,
start naman.
relative to most speed picks later in the bracket stage, near the end are some scaling stairs that should be easy to hit in theory, but are very easy to rush. So meaning that yes, the patterns are easy, but they're definitely ones that you could easily be tempted to play really fast or rather hit super early on, which is a very bad sign, especially for tournaments.
And here we go with the aforementioned stairs. Again, this is just I mean, it's just 180 BPM. Like, it's not too bad, really. But, like, there are a lot of places here that you have to be definitely be careful of. Like that short refer to a spacebar, like that spacebar anchor isn't exactly the friendliest to hit.
Yeah, those stairs, like, in hindsight, it does look easy, but I assure you guys it's not. Though that part, that specific part, is really hard to act or probably get a good consistent combo. Yeah. Like maybe the full stairs are fine, but those split stairs that keeps repeating all in all, that's the one that you need to be beware of, or you need to be aware of rather.
Like, we're about to enter the final quarter of the chart. As with most of the picks in the 7K pools, like, these are very, like, quite short picks. We're averaging like just above 2 minutes per pick, and here we go. That scaling stair to an alternate, and yet another one of those. Like, again, those are super simple but very very easy to rush. And yeah, there's like that 4 note scaling stair as well. Like, that gap just there to trip you up if you're not paying enough attention. And a few simple notes at the end just you know, just add flourish to the chart, and that's it for the first thing in this pool. All right,
Yeah.
you take the second one.
Okay, so for the next pick, it's going to be Tech, which is DET Monk 2. This is gonna be our again a tech pick. So you can start now, Gado. So this is a recurring theme in the early game pools, where the simplest charts are often the most demanding. As seen here, as I think SR wise, this is like a bit lower on the lower side, but do not be deceived. This is a tech pick. Like, for the most part, you'll start with a simple patterns, just some alternating streams and stuff, and then occasionally you will see just a short burst of stairs, as we'll see in the later parts of the map. Like, as we can see here, it does take a bit while to get to the tech part, but we'll see.
It, Once you get to the main meat of the chart, which we're about to hit in a few moments right now, we're just transitioning to that part. You can, and here we go.
Here we go.
The main technical part of the chart. You get mini jacks, these scaling stairs, like some shorter, like some staccato LMs just right there to trip you up. But overall, the difficulty here will always be on the rise.
Yep. Like, as you can see here, like having 7K mini jacks on round of 16, that is something that you need to be aware of, because mini jacks is like an acquired taste. It's not something that everyone can get consistent with. And there you go, another burst of stairs. That is something that could potentially kill your combo and your accuracy. And as I can see,
There you
the
go.
replay
Combo
person
killed.
did, yeah, combo killed. And then yeah, this is gonna be like, as much as it is less than 4 stars, it's not. It's really not. And there's like the stair anchors. the spacebar anchors rather, and that's pretty much the theme of early game tech. And I think as we approach at the end of the chart, it does begin to cool down, but at the same time, the mini jacks are still there, enough to trip you off.
It's really more of the same until the very end. Like,
Yeah,
ending is
yeah.
considerably lighter, and like, I don't know, like this might not be a popular pick despite being below 4 stars
Mhm.
due to how dangerous this pick is. Due to how dangerous this pick is.
Yeah, that is true. So
All
yeah,
right, third in the map pool is possibly the oldest chart aside from the speed pick. We have Penorari's Scarlet Pinwheel, the generic hybrid pick of this pool. And since this is a generic hybrid, this is kind of like that. This plays more like a rank chart. And considering this is from like 2015, 2016, you're going to see more of that older style of charting, yung medyo bara-bara, yung patterning, a bit more on heavy on the bursty side and all of that stuff like that.
yeah, pretty much this is like, because it's an old chart, this is the most straightforward of all the Mappool so far. You just have those typical hybrid structure, like the typical streams, the typical chords, and just a slight sort of LN, as seen here. Just a slight LN stairs, just slight LN coordinations. Yeah, if I remember correctly, this is classified as hybrid. So yeah,
Like, like this is a super straightforward pick. I
yeah,
think this is going to be one of the super popular picks once the bracket stage rolls around.
mhm.
And again, like it's kind of a no-brainer, especially for like the higher level players in the who qualified pretty much. And I think I think all of the players who qualify should be able to hit this property.
Yeah, this is the type of map where the players would definitely get a good accuracy on it. Like their very target on this is probably getting a 990k or 980k, because this is like as hybrid as it gets. Like no irregularities on the beat snaps, just straight up 1/2s and 1/4s with a slight LN and rise. So as we approach at the end, and that's pretty much it. That's Scarlet Pinheel. So yeah, I
All
think
right, and
approaching the fourth map, I think Emily should take this one over.
yep,
Right, I should be able to do that, no worries. And for the next one, we'll be having, I believe this is already it. So we have a banger, which is going to be, well, I already said the title, but it's just banger race to the power of four. So bangers are what you call those British breakfast sausages, hence the background being full of them. They also taste nice too. Anyways, this is arguably one of the hardest picks in the pool, as the amount of physicality required here is very high for an early game pool. So the most important part here is that players should note is that the final third of the chart where the density picks up and goes into that. Wait, give me a second. Into that almost, this is probably for the next round territory. Just goes to show how difficult it is, although this part certainly does not show or give justice to how difficult this chart really is. This is just a break session, but it slowly will pick up anytime soon. Although it's interesting to note how low the score is approaching the first half, as it's only at the 300,000 range, meaning that later on in the chart, that's where the density really starts to pick up.
yeah. This chart is very much backloaded. This is our mixed rice pick as mentioned, Karina. This is our RC4. I don't know. I think RC5. Since it's mixed rice. But yeah. Once we enter like the final third, the density just picks up, and then you're going to see more of these mini brackets, like, and the transition like gets a bit faster. You're going to see a bit more of those continuous streams. Again, this pick is definitely designed for those who are in the higher level of those who qualified. This is definitely something that if you're in the lower seeds, you might be considering bad, if anything. Again, also just for the information of those who are listening, bans and protects are in effect in this tournament, so you might want to
Yeah,
strategize. You might
that
want to
part.
strategize already.
Oh my goodness, that part is really hard. That's like a more of a VMS format to me, but my goodness, that is something that's really gonna be hard to get consistent with. Yeah, yeah, considering it's mixed rice and it was foreshadowed that that part is already hard. So, yeah, that's gonna be our rice four banger, 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 banger. And let's move on with the next map, which is going to be okay. Which one? Okay, so it's gonna be surf, and this is our LN coordination. Okay, so as seen here, the replayer being SurfTube85. This is pretty much early game LN coordinations, and aside, this is as an LN coordination as it gets. The only problem that you will be facing here is how would you get a good accuracy on it, because in a typical LN coordination fashion in 7K, it's really hard to get those 320s and 300s because yeah, you're probably gonna get a lot of 200s in this. So it's probably gonna be a ban. It's probably gonna be a attraction for a ban for most lower half players, I think. But if you are very confident with your LN coordination skills, this is definitely the one map you can protect.
I mean, I can tell because like the thing about this is it's not as physical as like you'd see from any other restaurants really. So this
Yeah.
could really be a pick that you could choose if you're able to use the long note, the slowness of the notes to your advantage. Because I believe these kinds of long notes could be challenging, especially those physical players who are not used to slow releases like this.
Yeah, it's pretty much the type of map that you would rather read properly than having stamina, and as compared to the previous chart. So yeah, I agree with that statement, Amelia. And yeah, even aptly named SurfChew85, is trying to recover that accuracy from the end because this is kind of it's probably not like the Avril 14 kind of release, but it gives the aura of that. So yeah, coordination, like I said, a coordination yet again is like one of the hardest. It's one of the trippiest and hardest skill to master, even at early game. So yeah, anything else to say, Surfjo 85, the replayer name, the replay person.
Well, this card is definitely difficult. As with any LN coordination picks, really, like it's so hard. Like, no
Yep.
surprises there at all.
Yep.
All
Alrighty,
right,
we'll
up
move on
next,
this.
we have colorful sound sport featuring Aya, Cherry Doll, and honestly, I honestly didn't want to commentate on this pick
I
because
think we might want to
don't
turn
like
down
the
the
song.
scroll speed, by the way.
First things first, I don't like the song, but I like the chart.
Yes,
But
the
yeah,
chart is great.
this is our second hybrid pick in this Mappool showcase, and this is the polar opposite of what we had from the other hybrid pick that we already shown. This is more leaning more towards the LNE side of the hybrid spectrum. Most honestly, like, the most technical part of this chart is the LNs, especially if you have to pay attention where they are charted to, especially the staccato LNs.
Yep, that is true. As the replay person, Cherry Pie Pikachu, as demonstrated here. Yeah, as we can see a lot of the it does lean on the LN side, but let's see here. Like in comparison with Scarlet Pinheal, um yeah, this one is more of a technical one, but it doesn't look like a bit technical, but it has that kind of feeling of technicality. But considering it's a round of 16, it does qualify as technical. So yeah.
Well, again, similar to a lot of the picks in this pool, like this is a fairly short pool as well. And I do see that this is going to be one of the more popular picks again in this pool, considering how simple the structure is still overall, despite the technicality.
That is true. Let's see here. let's see. Yeah, the most technical part of this chart is having to be more attentive where the LNs are charted, because some of these LNs are kind of not straightforward compared to Scarlet Pinheal. And there you go. That's gonna be our another hybrid pick, which is Cherry Doll. So I think we need to proceed on the next one. I think
And
Emily can take over this one, or Surf.
yeah, this is the last hybrid. Emily, I think you should be the one taking over.
So yeah, we'll be having Gano Concerto number one. And we're all possibly the hardest pick in the pool overall physically. So this pick is practically Cherry Doll taken to the extreme, especially with the Ellen streams favorably using this chart. So to add to that, in other picking methods, this chart would definitely work well as an Ellen density pick, which is definitely something the players should know. On another one, this chart's overall physicality is a tad bit lower than the tiebreaker, so be prepared.
Yeah, definitely one of the most physical picks in this pool, considering the density of the charts here. Again, if we're going to do like more of the more traditional map pooling methodology, this is definitely going to be that LN density pick. So if you're an LN player, this is one of those picks that you might want to pay attention to. If you're not an LN player, this is something that you might consider panning as well.
Yeah, and also not to mention, this is probably the same with the mixed rice banger, Race to the 4, where it's probably a next round territory. As you can see here, those heavy quartz and heavy LNs, that is something to not be ridiculed of.
I mean, this is kind of like similar to Nibelungen from last year, which was the LN density pick of round of 16 last year in terms of difficulty. So
Yeah.
again, it really depends on what the Mappool selector's philosophy is on what they want for their picks, pretty much. And this is what the head Mappool selector Makiko decided that should be appropriate for Hybrid 3.
Yes, like if you favor something like LN, or if you are very familiar with O2 jump patterns, this is definitely the chart for you, and I would probably recommend that you protect this one over anything else. But then again, this is like the type of charts that once you get like 200s, it's gonna be 200s all around. So that's pretty much the only caution when it comes to hybrids like these, because it does really get a bit easy to screw up your scores, especially at the end, considering this is like the high PPM hybrid classification. So yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of like that equivalent to banger in terms of difficulty, like something to take the players should take note of. Again, this and that one are like practically the hardest picks in this entire book. Just be careful with your sanity, and yeah, mild mini inverse, one hand inverse
Yeah.
at the end.
The
Yeah,
inverse.
just casually thrown there.
Just casually thrown there. Good luck with that part. So that's gonna be our hybrid, high BPM hybrid, and then let's move on with our next pick, which is how do you pronounce this? Essentials.
Santiel.
Essential. Excuse my pronunciation. But let's start the replay. This is gonna be our LN release. So yeah, this is a massive departure of how LN releases are usually done. This one is something else as per experience. Like first thing, if you like jazz, this is something for you. But regardless, the chart wise, this is like probably a complete opposite with how coordinations for surf is. And as you can see here, this is the type of map that's really more often getting 200s rather than surf. And yeah, if you like releases a bit more than coordinations, this is definitely the chart for you. But if you are not into that, this is like the type of double-edged sword type of maps. Like if you manage to get a good score in it, this can be a good strength, but if you can't, this is a great
This
way.
part,
Oh my
this
god.
part is hard.
That's
Okay.
like a slight inverse. Oh my. That's
Wait,
like almost
wait.
an inverse.
Let's put it this way. The most vital difference between an LN release pick and an LN coordination pick. An LN release pick is easy to combo but very hard to act. An LN coordination chart is very easy to act but extremely hard to combo.
Yes, that is true.
And you're seeing it right now.
Yeah. So yeah, like this is the a type of chart that you could probably get a 50-50 kind of vibe. Like like it's like the type of, should I pick this map or not? It's like that type of dilemma that you're probably gonna get in the tournament scene. So yes, be very careful when you're picking something like an LN release, and make sure you practice this one more dominantly, because it's really hard to combo this.
Oh, I doubt you should be practicing this very frequently because like the patterns here are easily mind blockable.
Yes, like I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, like if you
Let's
practice it more
balance your
often, it's
practice
mind
out.
blocking. Yeah.
Some rise to give you some act before it destroys you at the end. Yeah, it's as if the rise here is kind of like easy. There you go. More of these LL brackets
Another,
to like more of this practically intersection.
yeah,
Like the
another
rise
one.
just there to raise your act a bit, and then it just
Oh
destroys
yeah.
it yet again.
Oh my, that part is a bit tricky. That part is a bit tricky for the players out there. That is like that's probably like a combo bait for most players. Like that's the type where most combos would probably go down. But I digress. I think players are capable of that. But as we approach to the end, that's pretty much how the LN release for a round of 16 will be. And I think as we approach at the end, um, oh, I think Surf just got disconnected there for a bit. Yeah, like regardless, this is probably the easiest part. There is no climactic part here. It's just a straightforward LN stairs, as you can see, because we're already approaching the score of 900k, and yeah, that's pretty much it for Essentiel. Like again, I think we're already we're almost there, and there you go.
And that
Yep,
chart
that again.
just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, I think this is also one of the longer side, but still,
It is the
uh,
longest pick. It is the
it
longest
is
pick
the
right now.
longest pick. Yeah, just be cautious about getting a good combo and accuracy at the same time on this. And I think we can move on the next chart. I think Surf, you can take
And
over this one.
we have the core jack pick of this pool, which is official Higedantism, Pretender, a chart by Bangsok. Yes, that's actually how you pronounce that username, not Ponty Jr. And here's the thing, act players do be rejoicing right now. This is one of the easiest picks in this entire pool. Nothing much to note here aside from like a few LN usages throughout the entire chart. But again, nothing too bad. And something else, a lot of the heavier chords that are going to be used in this chart is in the latter half. So similar to like a lot of the picks here, a lot of the picks here are backloaded. So just be careful. Like try not to lose your focus at the start and go ham at the end.
Yeah, as per experience playing this chart, this is more of the in the tournament scene. This is like the accuracy run. It's like who gets the better ratio, who gets the lower 300 counts type of map. Like if you are very familiar with the tournament scene when it comes to jacking, both 4 key and 7 key, they mostly compare on who gets the better ratio or who gets the lesser 200s at this point. So if your kind of taste of maps for 70 is chords or chord jacking, this is definitely that one map you should definitely protect, because getting a 990 on this one is really satisfying, because yeah, of course, chord jacks, but still.
Also, one of the Mappool selectors mentioned that Lothus got 8 300s on this chart, and there are some players here that definitely are capable of matching that.
Yeah, because they're 8, that's like
8 300.
999.
999, 997, 99.7 or something like that. 99.8. That's how high the score is.
Dear goodness. Alright, but still, this is as straightforward as a core jack 70 as it gets. Just don't get more 200s and focus on getting better ratios. Like, I mean, the combo might not be an issue, but the ratio is something that you need to emphasize when practicing this. So this will definitely be one of the maps that will be protected, mostly protected by players. But yeah, that's gonna be Pretender.
And if you're that player who doesn't like to play sorry, this might be one of the ban candidates as well. Like there are players that I see here that who would like to ban this outright.
Yes, that is true.
All right.
So
Up next, Emily.
Emily.
All right, so we'll be having TS Love. I mean, before we go on, I've heard this song so many times already. Although, moving on, this I believe is our Ellen Density choice. So, this is read as Onisan actually. And once again, act players rejoice because we're going to be having another massive departure from your common Ellen Density pick in tournaments, which are practically Ellen board games. This trip has to be one of the more favored picks due to how simple the structure is. The only thing that players have to be careful of is their Ellen's timings, and in my opinion, the rest is a piece of cake. That being said, having the Ellen Density pick being one of the easiest pick in the pool in this manner is quite unorthodox.
Unorthodox indeed. Like depending on the map pooling philosophy that's going to be that is employed in the tournament, this might be put into the more hybrid kind of side of the pool. But again, depends on methodology. Like this is very easy. Like this should be one of the most picked charts in the entire pool, considering the player base consisting like a lot of O2 Jam players.
Yes. Yeah, considering this is Ellen density, I think most the history of Ellen density in 70s, like that's like the least bannable charts like ever. So if you're even if you're a Rice player and you just want a LN chart to spare, yeah, this is something that can be this one is definitely gonna be that one chart that you can definitely practice without any hindrances at all. And yeah, I can see the player got a miss on that, but this is a relatively short chart, and that's gonna be Onisan TS Love. So yeah, this is pretty much a straightforward LN density, and I think we can move on with the next map, which is wait,
Wait, that may escape. Spoiler,
wait.
spoiler, spoiler, spoiler,
Spoiler,
spoiler,
spoiler.
spoiler, spoiler,
Hoy, ano yun?
spoiler. Wait, the spoiler. Number 11 pa.
Yeah, we still have one chart, which is gonna
There you
be
go, there you go.
Frostbite. Oh, okay. Which is gonna be Masairo Godspeed Aoki, Frostbite. So, alright, you can start the replay now. Alright, this is gonna be our chord stream pick. Let's see. This if we define chord streams or probably brackets, this is probably the least stamina intensive and more of a reading intensive rather. So, despite being less stamina intensive, the players are being asked to be attentive since this chart really likes its frequent chord streams burst at 188 BPM, and which can easily trip up players who are more on the just power through side of the spectrum. And if you are the type of players that did recall what the brackets were in the qualifiers, this is like that. It's like a less denser, but you get the idea of how brackets will work, or brackets slash chord streams will work in the round of 16. And as you can see here, it doesn't look like it's stamina inducing compared to the previous Rice picks. But this is something that accuracy is mostly emphasized out of. Accuracy and reading, specifically.
Something I also noticed from this pick is that like it's not that continuous stream that you would have expected from a chord stream pick, especially like, at this stage of the game, the stage of the tournament. Like, just broken chord streams overall. Some occasional There's some occasional continuous streams, and there you go. Like the longest, that is the longest stream in the entire chart, and that's near the end. Like if you trip up there, it's going to be hard for you to recover. Especially this is the shortest pick in the entire pool as well.
Yep, that is true. And I think the ending part is like a wrap up for the chord stream portion. And I think there you go. That's gonna be our last non tiebreaker, which is Frostbite. So probably a good pick for most players. And the
There you
last one is
Last one is a tiebreaker chart of this round, which
oh
is
my
028 Rocket featuring Neko Hacker. And okay, this is a collaboration chart between the three Mappool selectors of the 7K Mappool team, which is me, Makiba, and Maverick 3, featuring Yukina Meng as a guest collab member for this chart.
Yes,
Hey,
that is true. So yeah,
hey, this tiebreaker it has practically everything that you'd want in an early game tiebreaker. Like, it's fairly difficult, fairly physical. Like, it just demands enough off of you. Like this intro, like some simple Alan usages, and then here we go. Once
go.
the 200 BPM part of the music hits, instantly demanding a lot from the players.
Yeah, already with the shielding at the first second there, and then we approached at our jacking and LN coordinations at the same time. So yeah, this tiebreaker is, it defines itself. There are portions that defines a portion of a map from the previous non-tiebreakers part. So yeah, it's pretty much everything. Right?
Well,
And I think
like,
this is, yeah, this one is the more this is the more chord bracket chord part, and then we approach the first drop or the first chorus, and there you go, some reverse stairs, something that can be really tricky to get accuracy with, and another half stairs over there.
the chorus is like these mini like reverse heal usages, but like if you're going to break it down carefully, those are actually just very fast 3 note stairs. Like that note LN reverse shield. Like those are just mini 3 note stairs. Like it's really trippy once you figure out how Makiba charted that chorus part. There we go. Now this part of the chart is so hard. Like one of the hardest sections of the entire chart. Like this second verse here.
Like this is just a preparation to what's gonna come on the second chorus. Like you get those galloping parts, yeah, those galloping parts, and then as we approach the second drop, yet another reverse stairs. But again, reverse shields rather. Sorry, the reverse shields and some hybrid portions. Yeah, those are the types of stuff that are really hard to accuracy even at early game.
Here we go now. Get the guitar solo.
The
Like,
guitars.
what are my favorite parts of this chart actually?
Right? Like this is like a more of a relaxed part because this is like a guitar solo and then
I mean, is it relaxed when like the releases are irregular?
yeah. yeah, we'll call that as a relaxed part, but this is the real relaxed part. Just for a few seconds and then we'll probably approach on yet another build up. So, right, we'll just have to wait.
Like this is going to build up to that
Alright,
countdown.
there you go.
Like that
Alright.
countdown section really.
Alright, there you
Like
go. We're
just a lot of
on
four
the-
jacks.
Yep, the core jack part, and then the 4-3-2-1 Yon San Ichi. And
No,
then
the
a stream.
Now the final chorus. The final chorus of this chart gets disgustingly hard.
Yep.
Shoutouts
ending.
to Mad Victory, by the way.
Yep. Shout out
And
to
here we
the-
go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that
round of
part
16,
is-
by the way. Round of 16, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, the ending, the Mavericks part is pretty much the everything as what you practiced from the previous sections. It's everything as it gets. And there you go, some dense
Like
chord
very
stream.
fast chord stream.
Right as we approach at the end, I think right, there's some concluding chords there, and we approach the ending, and there you go.
That's round of 16 tiebreaker, by the way.
Round of 16 tiebreaker, guys. Good luck to
Yeah.
everyone who will play this.
Good luck to all of the players who'll be playing the 7K bracket. Yeah, it gets hard. Like if you think the 7K pools are hard right now, how much more later on in the tournament?
Yep, that's the first tiebreaker in the scene, by the way. So
Yeah.
yeah, who knows what's gonna be on the next round?
I mean, like for that person who said like level 70 patterns, like funny enough, I think 0108 Rocket is going to be rated like around level 40 on Auto Jump.
Yeah,
It
probably
should be around
40
like
or 45. Probably.
low to mid 40s. Yeah.
Yeah, low to mid 40s. But yeah.
It isn't
Um.
too bad. Like I can still S it. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So
Let's
yeah.
now move on to the second part of the Mappool showcase, and let's pass it to the other commentators here. We have Arcat, Salwascals, I mean Toadette, and I think Lottery as well
Yeah, and so
joining us.
basically, me, I would like to actually pass it as well to Arcat. I almost said Javelin,
Yeah,
but this is actually Itawachi, I think.
Itawachi.
And then we
Hi.
have Lot. So I think these three have more right to talk about the pool because they're the ones who really prepared what the pool really is for us right now.
Real. But
Yeah.
yeah, um,
Hello.
hello Lot. How are
Hello.
you? Hello Itawachi.
Hello,
How is
everyone.
everyone?
I'm
I'm doing
good.
great.
Thank
How are you?
you.
Okay, so before we start the Mapple showcase for round of 16 of 4K, I just want to start with a like a footnote that we are matching MWC level stages. So no more -1 MWC. We would like to match that level just for the preparation of the upcoming MWC as well. So the round of 16 will be harder than last year. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin with the first pick. This is Rice 1. Okay, Rice 1 is our speed pick, uploaded by Lottery. This is a really like a custom, not custom, but
I
a
It's actually
request.
a Quaver port. I ported this from Quaver, and then yeah, it's mapped by two now. I guess that's how to
Mm-hmm.
read it. But yeah, we're just starting off with some basic doubles. Nothing too special. We're just warming up, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. The BPM on this is 278, right?
Yeah, 270.
So,
Correct. 276 to be exact.
oh, 276. So it's 16 BPM higher than last year. We have a 260 BPM speed streams last year, but
Mhm.
this is fairly light, I think. Am I right, Lottery?
Yeah,
Wait.
this map is quite light, and this is a very nice pick for an early game speed map because one, it's like a 1/4 rhythm, and
Mm-hmm.
it's also supported by the song, so it feels more musical to play. You have something to like base your fingertips on instead of like pure dumb.
Mm-hmm. And I guess you would describe this speed map as your typical like autopilot speed stream, that it has no like mixed or technical transitions on it. It's all the way on the fourth signature, time signature. So
Yeah,
yeah.
overall quite a basic speed map, nothing too special. The transitions are also very smooth. Mostly you have like a few like breaks or pauses, and that's it. It doesn't really need much finger control to be honest. And we're also approaching the end too, so
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just like three sections of like speed streams, if I remember clearly. And yeah, let's proceed to the next one. This is our hybrid one. Okay, throwback to VLTMT. Violet Mania tournament. Hello everyone. Uh, Again, this is Super Reactor X. I have played this on the tournament. This is from the. Wait, is it quarterfinals? I think it's semis. Oh, yes, it's semis. It's semifinals of the LTMT, but we are going to use it on round of 16. Um, Hybrid 1 is focused on
Yeah,
jacks
yeah.
and physicality, raw skill. Oh my god, I hate that word. Anyways,
Raw.
wow, raw skill, real. Um,
It,
this this map starts with like really tough jump jacks, and it transitions towards like on the chorus part, like the second half with LNs and some bursts. Um, this particular pick was like questionable at first because we tend to stray away from physical maps, but we considered this one as uh, because it has like tons of transitions, and it just makes sense that we pick this just
I,
to like prepare the players for the next stages.
I think the physicality also makes sense because the next two hybrids are going to be some very technical focus at least.
Yes.
So something more physicality oriented and longer and like fill in the gap well. It balances out the aspects needed.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Honestly, this is quite comfortable for me. Um, it's not much of like a strain or like a limit test for me, since if I remember clearly, I beat Logan 636 on this map in particular with like 100 point deficit. Yeah,
the,
it's not that hard. It's
the
just
main yeah,
mm,
the main focus on this is obviously physicality. So unless you have like a very huge raw skill issue, then you are gonna able to act this very comfortably. And the
yes.
only choke points possible for you is probably like the techie parts. For example, like the weird Ellen braces at around quarter in the map or the ending. The
Yes. Oh, the ending in particular has like this burst, like you're seeing right now,
yeah.
and that's where Logan lost like 100 points.
You guess where that 1 200 industry plate comes from? Of
Yeah,
course, it's from the ending.
it's
Nothing
from the
special.
ending. Yep.
Here it comes.
XD. Oh, I
Good,
saw the 200. I saw the 200. Oh my
we
god.
bid
What was
farewell
that
to our
ending?
first SS.
It's like a eighth eighth count
This
burst,
has
I think.
this has so much potential for a 99.93, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then you got like a 1 200. Yay! Something.
Yay. Yippee.
I feel
Moving
really
on.
sad.
Okay, let's proceed to the next one. This is Rise 2. This is our speed jump stream
Yep.
on BPM. Like last year, we started on the BPM on a round of 32 with 200 BPM. This is now 227 BPM to match Oberica last year. Compared to Oberica, like the Felix Spade map, this is pretty broken. Like the streams are broken.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's not continuous like let's say um I can think of a map that is continuous. Lol.
Maybe that one from MWC, the one made by Mint and Hannah.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. The streaming heart, it's not that dense, but it's fairly like it's fairly fast for round of 16.
Yeah, I think the jump streams here are mostly broken. It kind of just stays around like 7 to 9 notes, so like
Mm-hmm.
for for the most part, and the density is also moderate. So it basically acts mo- both as a physical test and also a speed test, perhaps like a mix of both, I guess.
Yes. Oh, did I just see a 50?
Yeah, it is an early
Oh,
bird. Oopsies.
oops. yeah, this jumping pick is not conventional. It's unconventional. It's not your typical autopilot jump stream. You still have to think of the pauses. But yeah, that is like the very short speed JS for round of 16. It's just 1 minute and 30, I think.
I guess we can understand about that. It kind of makes up for like the consistency, focus, stamina
Yes.
map that is going to be shown later.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next one we have. Oh,
Blue
who
Rose.
mapped this? Who mapped this?
I wonder who.
I wonder who.
Who's the mapper of this, by the way? I don't
I
know.
I
Please.
think I think their name is it starts with gay.
Also,
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
I
mind
al-
don't don't mind the replay name. I forgot to change it when I made this, and the latest replay I sent was too late. So yeah,
Yeah.
have fun bearing with it, I guess. But it's kind of trivial, anyways. Who cares?
Yeah.
Moving
I
on to the
don't
map.
know what the title and diff name means. Cat.
Cat.
You don't know why I said this later.
Yeah. But anyways, compared to our qualifier LN release, or I mean coordination, this coordination map focuses on release rather than the inputs. So it's basically your typical um like triple note release, but
Kinda,
it's fast.
we kind of just have like chords and
Yeah.
some 1/4 words, and then we we add some staggered perhaps a time or staggered releases in, and yeah, we have
Mhm.
this coordination map.
Again,
And
we
also,
are. Oops. Yeah.
you can go on.
Oh, another thing is that again, just like what I've said on the qualifiers, we're basically removing um, like the very sleepy LN release that is based on like one finger releasing. In this chart, you are basically releasing three fingers at one time, and it just shows how you can coordinate better with more fingers that used rather than like you know like alienating the fingers that you use.
I think on one hand, it does make the playing experience trickier because you have a lot to like control on multiple fingers at once. And
Yeah.
on the other hand, it also creates like a rhythmic kind of like patterning because you have some kind of follow up to like base the releases on, which kind of makes a good coordination map. It doesn't rely too much on staggered releases.
Yeah.
It's not just release on nowhere at all. You have something to base on while still being difficult.
Yeah. Also, another info. This is featured in NAMT first, but this was drafted back in December when NAMT was going to start. But yeah. For a release coordination map, this is fairly long. It's 3 minutes. So
I guess we
yeah,
can understand for that.
yeah,
It's we have both coordination and consistency in one map. It's the typical type we're aiming for, anyways.
yes. But yeah, I think that's about Blue Rose. Let's proceed to the next one. This is who who is that?
I
Huh?
believe their second name is short.
Yes, their second name is Short. Who mapped this? Okay, so this is our consistency map. Um, I think Itawachi is like very familiar with this. I think he play tested this before. Am I right?
You are not right. That wasn't me.
Oh, it wasn't you? Oh,
Eggplant.
my bad.
Oopsies.
eggplant.
I think it might have been
XD.
Adam.
Oh, it was Adam. Oh, okay. Hi, Adam. On chat.
Well, would be so
Okay.
nice. Would be so nice if you can go in and commentating for us because we may run out of ideas. Anyways,
True. Anyways, this is the autopilot map. Actually, no. Since this map, Dig the Light has like tricky LNs, some bursts as well, some jacks.
this
Um,
does remind me of Free L Town with
yes.
like the burst and stuff. So it's not like a map that you can just cycle it and expect to like pass with flying colors. You have to maybe play through it once to get the burst and not choke a very nasty one and then
Yeah. Honestly, in this BPM, 215 BPM, compared to the Shoegazer map, which is our Speed JS, um, this is more comfortable for me. It honestly no map ads, but it plays comfortably in like the skill level of what I have, and it's not much of like a strain for me to do or to play. Honestly,
this map does feel a bit more autopilot, but like
mhm,
it still doesn't rely like too much on a, a completely plain one for jump streams.
yeah.
So yeah, it's still broken. The jump stream patterns are definitely more continuous, but it's not X like one whole pattern from start to end.
Honestly, I can describe this as like Kuroi Hanabira but nerfed XD.
Oh,
It's
That's
very
honestly a really
mixed. Hmm?
that's honestly a really good way to describe it.
Yeah, it's fairly mixed. In comparison for like your typical stamina map.
anyways, how's your experience with Kura Hanabira? I hope you guys have fun with my torture.
It's
XD.
it's so good. Although I can play it.
It's
XD.
good. I also cannot play it.
XD. Let's go. Skill issue.
Let's go,
Five
skill
fifty.
issue.
Wait,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Did we get like 250s just then?
Um, I think I saw 250s XD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Oh,
Oh,
a miss.
And that's a
let's
wrap.
let's just say that if you get this score in an actual match, that would be super tragic with all those chokes. A
Yeah, that
200,
is
a 50 choke, a miss. The
that is
tragic combination.
that is
With
so
such a good
funny.
ratio too. That would be
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
sad.
That's like almost 15 to 1 ratio, I think. But the chokes just uh crash the whole score.
So sad.
That's so sad. But anyways, let's proceed to the next one. This is SV
Yo.
Itawachi. I think you go ahead.
Alright, so
I wonder who made this edit by the way.
yeah,
Yeah, I wonder
honestly,
who made this edit.
I believe their last name is Cat. Anyways,
Yes.
we have
So
our
yeah, you guys have 3 hints to work with. Now you can figure out who is the
Yeah.
one behind all of those.
if you can't get it now, you'll get it later. But anyways, here we go. We have our SV reading pick, Sakuraverse Aether Song, edited by I Wonder Who.
True.
And this is I really mind blocked this map, by the way, just saying. So very very much thanks to the replayer for getting this really good score that I
Yeah.
could not match at all because skill issue again. But as you can see already from the start, it's a bit slow jam oriented with a bit of bumps. You see and a lot of these graces here are 1/8 snaps, so that could
Yep.
trip up a bit on your accuracy.
We have like a 1/8 the races combined with some LNs. So yeah, with those and the soul gems adding in will make a very good experience. Oh yeah, we come to the chorus.
And
This song is just too good, honestly.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed playing this. Even though my sight read was a B rank, I honestly had fun with this because it's not the worst thing in the world to sight read. I must say it's a bit repetitive. As you'll see, some of the patterns in the later section will kind of repeat,
Mhm.
like with a long note and a three note glut like that. So that's the second time we saw that. And the patterns here, it's not too technical as you can see. Like they're a bit trilly, but
Yes.
they are not the worst thing in the world to play.
Hmm.
If you played this in the editor, or just look at this in the editor, it's not going to be uh, a really painful experience. It's not grand finals level yet.
Yeah.
It's foreshadowing.
For SV reading map,
Foreshadowing.
mm, can
Mm,
I can I go
yeah.
on? Yeah, I think for SV reading map, I find this to be quite aggressive with all the continuous stutters and adding in the teleports. Also, the Ralska demand is somewhat high.
Mm,
I expected like a less aggressive burst and jacks, but yeah, I don't really think it's an issue considering the Ralska demand of the whole pool by now.
mhm. Also,
Especially, yeah.
to
You first,
note,
Erica.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just want to say that this is LNSV. So if you don't know how to play LN or if your weakness is LN, it's just better to ban this rather than, be in pain and play this on the actual match. So yeah.
I cut LNSV when
True.
LNSB is a lost art.
true.
But anyways, this is our first technical map, Rise 4. This is like jack based and accuracy based. We'll just
Yep,
see. This is like one of the hardest, but oh, can we please lower the scroll speed?
I can
Control
do this.
control minus.
So that
I
So
usually
that
just use F3. Yay, now it works. You
yippee.
guys can now see.
Okay, so to describe this map, this is OD 9.3 by the way.
Oh,
It's
well,
Wait, it's no wonder it was so hard to add.
yeah, it's OD 9.3.
let's just say, I guess this kind of balances out the easy to add kind of quality of this map, so you guys can have the same accuracy across all maps. Oh well.
Basically the autonomy is just dead at this point because you have long jacks, you have flams, you have graces and everything and bursts. Like you're basically just doing all of these jack technical patterns nonstop. And considering that the OD is 9.3, I don't think players would have like I mean they can reach 99.8 accuracy, but it's like like a 50-50 chance, you know?
Yeah, so this is kind of just like a gamble because this is both Roscoe intensive and also very accuracy demanding.
Yeah.
Me when
I
I
have
used OD 9.3 pairing with all of those jack burst, blah blah blah.
XD.
so someone please explain to me why OD 9.3?
Um
Because we love players and we believe that
true.
OD 9.3 is the best value for us to express our
That
care
is
and
true.
gentleness. I love you all from our
Yes.
deepest sincerity.
So you're trying to tell me that OD 9.3 long jacks, technically, it's
Yeah.
not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's just foreshadowing the OD and the difficulty of the higher rounds. Ah, I get it now.
True. I mean, to be fair, adding 9.3 as OD here just makes sense because honestly, this is one of the easier maps if you put the OD on 8. And we wanted it to be like more rampant in terms of accuracy. So adding 9.3, like the original idea of the 9.3 is to just um like do accuracy more or make the map more accuracy intensive. So yeah, I think that's the reason why it's 9.3. Yeah, let's proceed to the next one. Oh,
Sadly, also, I'm just gonna foreshadow a bit. Sadly, the last tech pick is gonna be the only map where the OD exceeds 9. So, no more
yeah.
act challenges. So sad. We're coming in for our second hybrid. Yeah,
Second hybrid is mainly bursts and flams and graces. So this is your if you remember Abraxos for like MWC, the charting style on this is like very similar.
yeah,
They call it like Chinese style. It's not like a stereotype, but like the Chinese style mapping is filled with flams and LN anchors, and it's like just it's really perfect for this round, honestly.
yeah. I think what we have in mind for the hybrid burst focus hybrids is to like make something like Leon's what's the map again? Selfish Collider
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
all the technicality, and this describes it very well with the abrasive burst. So, patterning, the snaps are very unpredictable, and the LNs hasn't like played a very good role yet, but you see how much of an impact it will have soon.
Yeah, just earlier, if you saw the flams, I really admire the layering on this because it
Yeah.
just fits so perfectly with the synths or like the piano used in this. Yeah, let's talk about flams, eh? Look at
Yeah,
those.
LNs are gonna kick in. 3, 2, 1. Have fun. Doritos.
Yo,
Wait,
Jax! Let's go!
I can't even classify this as a techie hybrid, but yeah, you know why this isn't a tech hybrid here soon
Yeah,
enough.
it's fairly tame in terms of like technicality because the patterning is very common.
Yeah.
It's just streams and flams, and that's it. Yeah,
Also, croissants is not the diff name, by the way. This is not the role placing map.
We don't
yeah.
see it. We don't see it.
We are not going to see it. We are not looking directly. Okay, let's proceed to the next one. This is Rice 5, your bursty mixed technical yeah, technical 5. I no technical 2, I
Yeah,
should say.
the second tech map, focusing on burst and leady jacks and such. Basically a mixed kind with
Yeah.
all
Oh,
kinds of tech.
scroll speed jump scare.
So
Oh,
that
okay.
Yeah, it's
To
good now.
describe this map, honestly, if you know Valedict is like a speed tech mapper, and I would say that this is like similar to how Valedict map plays, but it's accentuated and layered better. It doesn't have inconsistencies. It doesn't have like very unconventional patterns. It's fairly comfortable for everyone to play. But the thing is, the physical aspect of this map comes from how you can trill. It's coming from how you can control your fingers.
Yeah, there's both finger control and then yeah,
Yeah.
physical demand here. As fun fact,
Also,
this map is actually ranked, but yeah,
yeah.
that's
Also, Lottery, I just want to appreciate the name of Geo or Chandelure in the chat like right now. Hello, thank you for making this edit
hello.
for us.
Yeah, I like this map a lot, to be honest. The patterning is very smooth and fun to play, but it also tests technicality in a lot of aspects. You have
Yeah.
burst, you have fast jump streams in a quick succeedance, and you also have mini jacks.
Yeah.
So basically everything mixed in at once, and you also have like the unpredictable snaps on top. So yeah, a very tough challenge to act.
The best thing in this map for me is the like the X trail, like the column 1 and the column 4 followed by like a trail on column 3.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. But yeah, let's proceed to the next one. Oh,
Yep.
oh,
Hint
um,
number
Density.
4.
let's go. This is your Ellen density map for round of 16. Smiling by Lumpy and How to Play Ella. And this is operated and edited by
I'm not gonna
yours truly,
I'm
or
not gonna
Kat.
mention how this was actually picked the very last minute.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, this was like a very good pick. Shout out to Demi for suggesting this one.
Yeah.
I was actually like really panicking on like the Mappool server or whatever. Um, the density on this one is comparable to last year's round of 16 as well, but it's just 5, I think it's 5 BPM higher. Last year was 181. This one is I think, am I correct? Wait, hang on.
Mm,
Last, yeah, last year was 184. This year is 189. Okay?
yeah. 5 BPM high. Relative to the BPM, that is not a very high increase in speed, but yeah. The patterning of this map is very continuous. This is somewhat typical of a jump density map, but
Mhm.
we can see that it's not full inverses. There is a lot of like patterning variety too, because like you can see that the last section was somewhat dense and like um light patterning, and just then we have like a one island holding and a triple column playing
Yeah.
time. So a lot of patterning variety, I believe.
Comparing this with Almagis, MWC round of 16 LM. No, our round of 32.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is harder, like 0.5 stage. Almagis is mainly inverse. This is at least mixed per se.
Yeah. I think Almages focuses on like 3, 4 full lengths LN, so there's a bit more coordination than this map.
Yeah. Also, I removed the mini jacks on the beginning. That's
Yeah.
the edit. That's the only edit I did.
Not
XD.
gonna not gonna lie, I love when you remove the meaty jacks because I find them so intrusive.
Yeah. Okay, let's proceed to the next one. This is your last technical rise. This is Tech 3. This focus on streams and dumps. So we have a dump stream speed tech map. Again to
Why
describe this. Hmm?
why is
Yes?
this goal speed suspiciously low? Is it just me or
We should skip, I think. Oh.
yeah, what the hell? 13 goal speed?
Wait, was that
13?
13?
This is
XD.
such a tragic love moment.
Oh my god.
Let's go, we're playing on 0.5x SV, guys.
Also in chat, whoever said pinpointed that, yeah, the 4K Mapples are longer, like just like 5 minutes, I think.
Huh. I guess it
And-
kind of comes from the first hybrid and the inconsistency.
Yep. Also to note, 7K has 13 maps, then 4K has 15. So yeah, it's going to be longer. Yeah, Again, this is your typical speed stream, like index, single notes. Yeah, very dumpy, but the layering on the dumps is focused on the vocals and the density of the vocal. Although the vocal is just screaming and it's like robotic of some sort.
My internet is kind of dying right now.
Oh,
Or
that's
oh,
fine.
oh, it's back.
Hi. Yeah, you have this mini jack section with bursts.
What are these mini jacks?
Yeah, it's continuous. But that's only like 32 counts. It's not that bad. You know.
I guess you can like blow it with the movement. It's not that bad. I think it flows quite nicely, at least for me. If you cannot play it Skillshare, goodbye.
XD. Also, it's like just short of a short of 2 minutes. So a very short technical map.
Yeah,
Okay, let's proceed to is this SV? Oh, who's the
yeah.
replayer?
Oh no, who could that be,
Who
guys?
could that be? Okay, Itawachi, go ahead.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the SB memorization pick, and not gonna lie, I did not even use the editor for this. I hate the word by the way. I just brute forced this replay.
Oh my
Only got
god.
a 991k. We have
Dan 8!
we have Celsius's talk.
Let's skip by
and
the way.
yeah, we can skip. It's the intro is the easiest part, I must say, because there's no SVs. Yay!
Yippee!
No SB, yay. Players be like, I wish it would be like that for the whole map.
Well, too bad. You're only getting that for the first 6. So, okay. Now the first difficult part is this like little
It's time for
trill
SB.
and time for the polyrhythmic snaps. Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright, most of these parts of around have a mixture of 3/8, 1/8, or 1/6 snaps. In
Luckily,
Oh, what, the teleport?
I
and
think
those
the-
teleports are painful, kind of, but
I guess the lucky thing about this is that the low value of the SV teleports is set high enough so you guys can at least read it and predict the rhythm. Yeah.
and,
Also,
okay.
this is the memo part, by the way.
And oh my god, slow jam! I know everyone loves slow jam. It's like a gradient that goes from 0.4 and increases slowly, but it will trip you up, especially on my side read. And this part, probably the most fun. It's literally just a bit of mini jack slash long jack, however you want to call it. But I would just like to advise you, just
Talk to me.
the only thing you have to watch out for are the intro's weird snapping rhythms, because you have to know exactly when you have to press, or you are going to get a slew of 200s. And the only other thing is to remember that there are 3 slow jam parts near the ending, and you should be fine.
Also, I saw like the jacks on the ending. It reminded me of like that one Thailander mapper with the map August. It's so funny.
Oh, wait, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, let's proceed to the next one. Oh, lottery, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. This. You know who made this? Yeah. I am the one who made this. Yeah. If you guys are quite somewhat active in like hearing the news of tourneys, you may know that this map is made for Combo Cup, but we're not talking about this for now. This is PHNM. Anyways, yeah, we're just starting off with like some basic tech turning with the first and maybe some shoots, basic releases. We're just warming up. And yeah, this is gonna be the deal.
The
It's
thing
still fun.
Mhm.
Go on. Go
the
ahead.
thing about this hybrid is that it's not just streamy of some sort, it's super like accuracy straining, because the jacks on this, oh, look at those.
I don't.
Those are
I
not
do
what.
not. Didn't want. I don't want to imagine how it feels to hit that.
Those are not 1/4 or 1/6, by the way. Those are 1/5, so very anti-rhythm too.
Jesus.
So we have bursts, we have jacks, we have a mix of both. We have Ellen Graces, and that also adds in the unpredictable and very weird snapping usages. That's what you get in a tech hybrid baby.
Like the whole like the whole transitioning of this map is controlled or like mediated by the weird the weird snaps, and it's like really hard to act. It's really hard to hit.
Yeah. Thank you for like making a small like a low OD, else you guys are gonna dead. Yeah.
What's the OD of this?
Mm,
This was 8.
seven. Oh wait, 8. Oh, what?
Yeah, it's 8. XD
I forgot to update the map with the new OD. Anyways,
for gore.
yeah.
I think my face right now is
Ooh.
the background face you used on this image. On
Yeah.
this
Zany
dungeon map.
phase.
Chat,
Also,
we can spam Zany.
yeah, Zany phase. Also, in case you guys wonder, both courses are the same. I just kind of use the lazy mapper technique: Control C, Control V, Control H.
Yeah.
This is just copy pasted, I guess.
How to be lazy mapper 101 with on.
Real. Not even
True.
not even control G. Anyways, let's proceed to the next one. This is a very like a classic map coming from, I think this is MWC.
Really?
Wait, oh, it's not used in MWC. Oh, I was thinking of uh like MCL, the tournament by Pork. This was used in like the base rate. Also long diff XD. Anyway, Absurditat is fairly mixed. This is as usual your LN mix map, but in terms of density, this is dense as I don't think it's as dense as Smiling, but it's fairly dense. If you know what I mean. The thing about this LN mix is that it has like these speed streams, like speed LN, which you can commonly see on Shoniki. You can commonly see on Tail Discs map. Um,
I find this map to be quite comfortable. The mapping is
yes.
so fun. It focuses mostly on slow and density patterning, but
Mm.
there are also like some techy bursts and quick releases. So yeah, it's not entirely on density.
Mhm. Also, thank you Patoraj for up rates.
Yeah.
Uh,
Godsend. This is also a last minute pull, by the way.
yeah. While playtesting this, I thought this was um like too too fast for a LN mix, but it's just right. And I love the technicality on this one. But yeah, I think that is the end of the normal picks. That we are now going to proceed with our tiebreaker. Our
Copy.
tiebreaker is none other than Alex Dunk. This is Heart of Android.
The
Um,
I
typical
love the
American
diff name.
tiebreaker.
let's not talk about the diff name.
The replay name to be exact. Part of homosexuality.
Heart of homosexuality.
Ah, yeah, my bad.
True.
Gay shortcut reference.
Oh my god. Anyways, I really don't think I can describe this like with words, like specific words. This is your typical LN, like not LN base, but a very rampant LN tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think this is very tech focused, and the element structures seem to be also very techy according to that as well.
Mhm. We
Even
know, well, I mean we know we weren't supposed to use like LN based tiebreakers, but this was just too good to not pick, if you know what I
I
mean.
I think this is a quite balance. I find the LNs to be executed quite well. I find them fun and smooth to play. Unless
Yeah,
you have this issue that is.
some of the LNs are basically just Rise since it's 1/6 and 1/8.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe I can say this as Owen, but calcified. This is quite a bursty hybrid map. We have Rice Burst or some LN braces on a predictable snap,
Mhm.
and also very generally comfy patterning in overall.
I would say I would prefer this than last year's pool, like the tiebreaker last year.
Yeah.
Um, Last year's pool
Plus
started with,
Eclipse's body floating in zero gravity space.
yeah, body.
This, I
Mhm.
guess the map is fine, but it kind of lacks flavor if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
There's not much technical, yeah, aspect.
it's just like streams and Ellen releases, really. Yeah, anyway, just enjoying the tiebreaker because the song slaps. Stream Camellia, stream
Yeah,
Heart of Android, the
yeah.
album, the full
Album
thing.
is album is so good. Tojira Sekai is a banger as well.
Yes, oh my
Also,
god.
fun fact: I played for the R16 tiebreaker for both years.
Hmm. Jesus, I really love Heart of Android and Tohita Sakai. Oh, the burst!
Oops. Hmm.
I must say, Alex Dunk did like really good on this.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You,
Like the
you guys probably
layering.
know also Alex Dunk at this point. He is quite a face in the toy mapping scene with all those hybrid maps.
Yes.
It's comfy and fun to play. There is a moderate complexity which can fit for a lot of like map types. So very versatile mapping in general. Thank you, Alex Dunk, for making this a banger of a map for us to use.
Also, Super Reactor banger as well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I just remembered something. Flashback to 4DM2. Heart of Android SV was the tiebreaker. Oh my god.
War.
It was by Antolf as well. Like, oh my god. Oh, Meme Thief and Vopsy, my teammates on 4DM2 are here.
Oh,
Hi.
the team reunites.
Yeah. I just remembered hating on Heart of Android so much.
No,
I
do not.
no because the patterning on Antolf's like um I'm not bashing Antolf,
Oh,
but it like the SV on that is so
wait,
it's
that's the
so
old timing of
triggering.
ODN.
Eh,
Oh, track.
Oh,
Oh,
XD 300s. Anyways, that is it for the 4K map pool. I hope the players enjoyed this pool. We have like consumed and spent a lot of time balancing on this one.
even though two
And
of the picks are pulled last minute,
yeah,
we don't talk about that
honestly,
anyway.
it's just unlucky that we cannot pick the original picks that we have, like the drafts, just because it's like, it's not lacking, but it's like some maps are just better. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think
guess that concludes the 4K Mapple showcase.
yippee. Let's now give the microphone to Surf2 for announcements.
Celebration.
Well,
Bye.
before we announce anything, I think it's proper and it's appropriate that we actually show the brackets going in.
Okay.
We show the brackets. Let's start with the 7K one. because there's quite a lot of bombshells that are in that bracket.
Bronket.
Alright, so for the 7K bracket, I'd like to. I'm just going to wait for the 7K bracket to show up. I'm going to say though, for both keynotes, there's certainly going to be surprises here and there and
Here
exciting
we
matches.
go.
So,
So we have Arona versus the Meme Thief. Then, unfortunately, we don't have full usernames right now. We have Shadow Kun versus VRS. Then we have Kura versus wait,
that is.
that's
XD?
Wait a minute. No, that is this!
Spotty.
That is not
Okay.
it! Okay, so. Don't worry. This
Um,
is.
Um,
Well, that's funny. Okay, wait, let me get my reference for a sec.
So basically, can I get this straight? They have
Yes.
2 banana cakes and 2 shadow puns.
I
para alam natin ano dahilan. One of them has to be banana cake, that's for sure.
oh my god. Okay, that's actually funny.
That's actually
What?
Okay,
LS.
there we go. Okay,
LS
we
Shark.
have Arona, the Meme Thief, Shadow Kun versus PRX, and
Wait.
then Kura versus LS Shark.
Wait, can I just say something before we continue? I just realized Shadowcan and Shark have the same 3-letter combination. That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh
No
my
wonder, no wonder.
No wonder.
So one is so Shadow Kun versus VRX, and then we have Kura versus LS Shark. Then the fourth matchup will be Wewatch against Tenshi, and that is going to be really good. And now at the lower half, which is like the heavier side of the bracket, if I say so myself, we have Sunny versus Banana Cake. Then we have the match of a lifetime and a rematch, Mama Mo versus Maple Syrup. Then we have Arkwin versus Bustin Man, and rounding off the round of 16 matches for 7K, we have Boji the Rock versus Dumb Funk.
Yeah, but that rounds up our 7K bracket. I mean, I think overall it's like a really interesting bracket in general, especially considering with some of the matches that we see. Although this is the early stage, the early game stage, and this is where a lot of the players will have their opportunities to be able to try and get their opponents to have a run, because this is where the physicality stuff isn't exactly up there yet. And not to mention, this is also the stage where no one gets eliminated, whether or not you win or lose. So don't get discouraged if you end up losing on one of these matches.
Now we can move on to the 4K bracket.
Okay. So now, here we go. With the 4K bracket, it's going to be also interesting, actually, because we're going to be seeing some...
Yeah, there are
Matches.
some really good matchups in the 4K division as well.
The thing about the 4K is a lot of these matches are like, well, here
There
we
you
go.
go. We have
Let's-
Boji versus Axe Fairy.
We have Jay versus Tiger was taken. And I think this is the most interesting one. Derp versus Kura. Because like you have here Derp, who has really shown themselves to be a very good qualifier performer, and Seed Force says it all. But against Derp is going to be the former champion, who is Kura. Like, man, what a matchup to have! What a matchup you might want to dream of. And after that, you'll be having Puddles versus Sailoring, or Kanjo as she goes with now, which I also think is gonna be interesting because that can really go either way. Same with Jay versus Tiger was taken. And then we have Cobb versus Diamond Genius 75, in which, yeah, this is C2 versus C15. But you gotta argue that both of these players are around the same skill when it comes to physicality. And not to mention, I really think that if Cobb isn't careful, Diamond Genius could make a run out of their money. Then you'll be having Silicosis versus Zyronox. Zyronox is a player who I haven't really heard of that much, but I think there's something that can be proven in that match if Silicosis is not careful. And then we have Volpsy versus Mania Degen God. Remember when you were discussing about how unlucky Volpsy really gets? This is a very bad matchup. because
Yes, you don't want to face the Dealer God right now.
like in my opinion, Volpsy definitely has the rise advantage, but Mania the Gen got a seed 3 and seed 6, something along there on the long ones, and that's very scary. And considering bad luck, Anosius and Tenshi is also going to be a really spicy one. Overall, all of these matches I expect to be super super close.
And rounding off, we have Aloysius versus Tenshi, which is yet another spicy matchup, if I say so myself.
Wait a minute, I just saw in the chat, but apparently Volpsy Mania the Gen God is a rematch.
Yes, it is. It's a
Oh.
rematch from, I think, 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
If I think they faced off in 2022. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
If
Oh,
Man.
2022. There you go. Last year.
Yeah, but man, this is gonna be a really like overall. All of these matches are just really spicy. Same goes for 7K, and I can't wait to see how everyone does. Because like we've seen all these players improve, and I really hope that all these players keep them up because they're certainly gonna be able to show off their wonderful skill set now that they have improved even more here. So yeah, I believe that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it for the brackets. We already opened predictions for the challenge links, so feel free to visit those. Walang prizes, pero it's really just some lighthearted fun. Now, for some important announcements, as mentioned in the forum post and as mentioned multiple times, the host of the Philippines National Souls Media 4K and 7K Tournament 2023 will be having a weekend break on June 2 to 4 because of a certain event we call Conquest 2023. Also, Philippines will be hosting a space there and a LAN tournament called the OSA Philippines Quickfire Showdown. So a lot of the staff for this tournament specifically are also staffing there. And in case that you guys are going there, you might actually see us in person. Who knows? Yes, I'm actually going to fly out to Manila already tomorrow morning. So
Well, I'm just gonna
Happy
say
that.
this. To whoever's gonna go to Conquest, I hope you all have a great time and they all have fun there, okay? I'd love to see all of you there. Like just have
Yes.
fun, meet up together. All of you, because I will definitely be happy to watch in the sidelines to see how the matches are gonna go.
Hi guys.
Except yeah, that's all.
Okay.
I
Hi
guess
Toshi. Do you have any words to promote OPQS?
true.
Oh hi. So yeah.
By the way-
I can.
You know,
on
when,
the spot.
okay,
On
okay.
the spot.
I'm just gonna say this right now. When y'all say PQS, I keep on confusing it with QPS.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Uy, doon kami didiretso bukas ng Tuesday. Bukas na hapon.
Doxing moment. I mean,
But yeah.
We won't say where. We won't say where. But
Oh yeah. Anyways, also Quickfire Tournament OPQS the Conquest event day 1 and day 2. If you guys attending at there, feel free to spectate. Stack players as always.
of course. But yeah, I mean, I believe that's it. Now that you have 2 weeks to practice, there's no excuse to not play the SV. Okay?
Yes.
Also true. That is true.
If you guys don't play SV, our cat will haunt you in your dreams.
Let's go.
Yeah,
forever
I
until
will-
the
Okay.
tournament.
Okay. It's okay. Don't worry. That's not gonna happen. I'll make sure that's not gonna happen. Don't worry.
I will eat your pan.
You will set
Alright.
my bomb in your mailbox.
Oh my
will-
god!
Oh
No!
no, we can't
Wait.
do that. We can't do
We
that.
can do that. We can do that. We can do that.
I wish our cat
Can't do
goes
that.
Okay.
its true, to be honest.
Alright, but anyways, I just gotta say this. I think that everyone has had like all they gotta say for the Mappool showcase, the scene reveal, and also the bracket reveal. So I think it's appropriate to just say this. I really do hope that all of you spend all the time right now that you can with analyzing all the players, with practicing all the map pulls if you can, because there's really going to be a lot of challenge to be dealt in this tournament. And to those who made it past through the qualifiers, congratulations. And to those who didn't, there will always be opportunities for you to be able to come back on future tournaments. But for the meantime, the OC Philippines Nationals 2023 Mania 4K 7K division. I just can't wait to see how all of you perform there. Good luck and have fun, everyone. Stay tuned for the rest of the tournament 2 weeks from now.